Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Cardio Endurance. And this is our last segment of working on Zone 2 training in the month of May. And we have talked about 3 different ways that we can determine our Zone 2. So if you'd like to go back to those videos, we talked about the basic 220 minus your age. And then Zone 2 is about 40 to 60% of your maximum heart rate. But we also talked about the fact that once we get a little bit older in our 60s and beyond, especially for women, these numbers don't quite match. It's not an exact science. So we also talked about using rating of perceived exertion, just how we feel on a scale of 1 to 10, working within about a 4 to a 6 for zone 2. And last week we went through the YMCA chart determination, which was a different calculation. I sent you guys the chart so you can look at that one. This week, I'm going to give you really briefly one more calculation for determining your maximum heart rate and your zone 2 training. And that is what is called the Carbonen formula, Karbonen. So you can Google it too if you want to learn a little bit more about it. But it is basically taking our resting heart rate into account to determine our range. So if you lay in bed in the morning, wake up, just find your heart rate, take it for a full minute. That's your true resting heart rate when you're laying in bed. Once you get up and start moving around through your day, it's not your resting heart rate anymore. It's going to start to elevate. So try to do that while you're laying down in bed. Determine what your resting heart rate is. And you can also use that if you have your Fitbit. That's going to keep an eye on your resting heart rate. Just go to your app and that'll tell you what that number is. So for the Carbonen formula, we are going to take the number 220 minus your age, and then subtract your resting heart rate out of the equation. Then you'll take that number and multiply it by your zone 2 range, which is again 40 to 60%. And then you add your resting heart rate back in at the end, and that is your zone. So for me, and you don't have to calculate it for today unless you want to really quick. So for me, when I do the basic 220 minus the age, which has been the gold standard since the 1970s, I think. My range for zone 2 is 93 to 109. It's pretty low. So for me, I feel like I'm barely doing any work when I'm in that zone. If I do the YMCA calculation we talked about last week, I'm 105 to 123. So that's better for me in that zone 2 area. And that one takes into account your age and your weight and whether you're male or female. If I use the Carbonen formula, I'm somewhere in between that. I'm 97 to 117. So for me, it's pretty similar, but I do like the YMCA calculation the best. So I emailed that to you this past weekend, and you can use that chart, use those calculations, the 210 minus half your age. I like that best, but see what works the best for you. And if you're not a numbers person, just use that rating of perceived exertion. All right, so enough of that. Let's get moving. We're going to warm up today. All cardio for the whole class with a little bit of stretching and cool down at the end. And today my movements are going to involve a little bit of balance and stabilization and core. We'll be moving forward and back, side to side on some angles. So make sure you have a nice clear space. And let's begin. All right. We're going to start with feet about hips distance apart or a little wider, and little squats, down and up. So as always with your warm-up, you're starting to center, focus in on your body, checking in with your joints, maybe your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your lower back, and focusing on good form, good alignment. So let's squat and raise the right arm up, now the left. Down, up. Good. So I have my Fitbit with me today, so I'm looking at my heart rate as I have in the past few weeks. So I'm going to determine my intensity based on my zone 2 range. And you can monitor your own through your heart rate or through your rating of perceived exertion. Both arms, it's squat, raise up. So I really notice when I lift my arms above the head, my heart rate starts to climb. So if you're finding that happening, I want you to keep your arms low or make them just a small movement. Last 8, 7, 6. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll squat, tap in, other side, tap in. So anytime we pick one foot up off the floor, we're going to start to work our balance a little bit. So find your stabilization. Change this to a squat, lift your knee. Squat, lift your knee. Now we're balancing even more here as we're warming up. We'll be putting some of these movements into our cardio today. So I want you to get used to them, get familiar. 8. Start to twist your body toward that knee. Rotate, use your core. 4, 3, 2, just your squats, down and up. 2 more. Squat down and hold, drop down. Rotate your body to the right side, look over your right shoulder. Nice rotation. And then twist your body to the left, look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Round your back up till you stand all the way back up. Step your feet together. Right foot steps back, then the left. So it's right together, left together, right, left. Now you can stay with just a tap behind you or lunge. Lunge. So either one, depending on where you want to go with your warm-up. Adding arms, push, push. 8 more. Good. My heart rate is almost up in zone 2 now. I'm at about 90. 2 more. Right leg back and hold. Push your heel to the floor. Take a stretch. Right arm lifts. Stretch side. 1 more breath in. And exhale down. Switch your feet. Left foot steps back. Press your heel. Reach up. Side stretch. 1 more breath. And release it down. Take your feet nice and wide. Toes turned out. Take a little side lunge. Side lunge. A little bit of warming up through the hips, through the outer thighs. Now a little quicker. Right, left. Swing the left arm across the body. Across. Good. 4 more. 3, 2. Hold on the right side. Stretch. Inner thigh. A little bit of hamstring here. Supporting on your thigh. Good. And come back up to the center. Start your lunge to the left side. Left and right. Swing the right arm across. Nice job. 4 more with this arm. 4, 3, 2. Hold on the left side. Stretch. Inner thigh. Little bit of hamstring. And we're breathing. Checking in on that heart rate. All right. Come back up. Bring your feet together. March in place. Right foot. Right. Okay. Should be warmed up. I'm just going to check in here. Bring my Fitbit a little closer. I'm at 97. So just at the lower end of my zone 2. That's where I want to be. Now, the more vigorous you pump your arms, the more the heart rate's going to come up. The more you lift your knees, the higher it's going to come up. So you can watch that on your heart rate monitor or just your rating of perceived exertion. Nice job. Now you can also bring this up into a little jog, but that might shoot you out of zone 2 and put you into zone 3. So just monitor that if you want to jog it out. And 10 seconds marching in place. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now wide march. 4, 3, 2. Narrow march. 4, 3, 2. Wide march. And narrow. Good. Do that again. Right leg goes first. And bring it in. Okay, looking at my Fitbit, that popped me up to 122. 123 is the top of my zone 2. So I'm going to stay right in this zone, feeling pretty good. 4 more. Out. And march it in. 4, 3, 2. March it wide. 3 more times. If you're pumping up too high with that heart rate, just slow it down a little bit. Make the movement a little smaller. And bring it in. We have 1 more set. March wide. 4, 3, 2. Bring it in. Nice job. Step side to side to the right, left, right, left. Just check in. That popped me up to about 130 on that last segment. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Take a couple deep breaths. Let that heart rate level back off. Nice job. Now come back in the center. March your left foot first. Left, left, left. I'm back into zone 2. Feeling pretty good. March wide. Left foot. 4, 3, 2. Bring it in. Good. We'll do a few of these. March wide 4 times. 3, 2. March narrow. Now I remember this time it made my heart rate bump up out of my zone. So I'm going to take it a little bit easier on this set. I'm right at the top of my zone, 123. Perfect. Bring it in. Let's do 4 more of these. So what's the purpose of zone 2 training? It's long endurance work. It's lower intensity. It's in the fat burning zone. Requires more fuel from our fat cells and less fuel from our carbohydrate stores. Sounds good, right? 1 more time. March wide. And march it in. I stayed in my zone. Step left and right. We go. Step together. Step together. Good. So once we bring our heart rate up into that zone, we want to keep it as level as we can. This is not interval training, spiking up and down. We want to keep it pretty consistent. Good. Now, if you've got some space ahead of you, I want you to back up and start to take this forward as many times as you can come forward and then come back. So we're just adding a little direction side to side. Now, if your heart rate is too low, then you can add any work with your arms. Make your movement bigger. Make your movement faster. So there are several things that change our heart rate. One is speed of movement, and that will increase heart rate. So if that's up there too high, I want you to go slower. The speed of movement is going to take it down if you move slower. Good. 10 seconds on our side-to-side step. I'm at 121. This is perfect. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to a march in place. So we are going to work balance. Now that we have our heart rate up, I want you to stand on the left leg, pick the right knee up, tap the toe down. So it's lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap. So I'm going to really watch my heart rate with this, because once you have this movement, I want you to speed up any amount so that you're in your zone. This is called a repeater. Good. You can leave your arm out of it. You can stay low with those arms, but keep moving them. All right. I'm still in the zone, but I dropped a little bit because this leg isn't moving. It's your stabilizer leg. Nice job. Stay with me on this repeater knee. Nice and athletic movement. 15 seconds. Good. We're working balance, stabilization, and our core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. March in place. Good. You might have felt that in your standing hip. Nice isometric work there. Check in on your heart rate. All right, now we'll stand on the right leg. Tap, lift the knee. Tap, lift, tap, lift. Once you have the action, I want you to speed up any amount to stay in your heart rate zone. Into that zone 2. Nice job. Now when I tap this foot to the floor, I'm not driving my heel all the way down. I'm just tapping. Most of my body weight is over this standing leg. Good. I'm at 104, so I dropped down a little bit, so I'm going to make it a little bit more vigorous to get back up into my zone. Because for me, I like that more around 120 area of my zone. All right, 15 seconds. Good. That brought me up to 119, 120. Just making it more vigorous. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to a march in place. Good. Check in. See if your rating of perceived exertion compares to what you're seeing on your heart rate monitor or on your Fitbit. Now we did a wide march for 4 and a narrow march for 4. So we're just going to make this called a V step. So it goes wide, narrow, wide, narrow, wide, narrow. So I'm stepping my body forward and back as I go wide and narrow. Good job, good job. Oh, that pumped me up to 131. So I'm going to go a little bit easier. I want to bring it back down into zone 2. I could almost feel that. I thought, oh, I better look at it because I'm feeling more breathless when I did that big V step. So check in on your own rating of perceived exertion. More than likely, it will match your heart rate. It's a great indication of that. 15 seconds here. V step. I'm still up a little bit. I'm going to make it smaller. Also, when I talk a lot, talking drives your heart rate up too, so you might notice that. Get you out of breath a little bit. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to a march in place. Good job. So we've got to lead with the other side for that V step. So it's out, out, in, left side, left, right. Left, right. Good job. So we're taking our body forward and back and out and in at the same time. You can add any arms with this that you like. If your heart rate's low, make the arms big, but I'm still up around 130, so I'm going to keep it nice and easy here. Good job. Stay with me another 30 seconds on this V step. So it's nice in zone 2 training that we pick an exercise and we stay with it for a while. That allows your heart rate to level off to that particular training that we're putting it under. Gives your heart rate time to come into what's called steady state. Good. We've got 4 more. 3, 2, back to a march in place. March, march, march. Good. Now I want you to move your body as far as you can over to the right side of your space. We're going to step to the side, step together, step together. When you reach your space, switch direction. Side stepping. Good. Side stepping. All right. I'm at the top of my zone 2, so I'm not going to make this any bigger. But if your heart rate's low, you can go down, up, down, up, down, up. And make this little squat side to side. Good job. So we've got a couple more minutes here before we have a drink break, but I want you guys to take breaks as you need to. Make sure you're hydrating, taking care of your body. Nice job. So if you have hip issues and lateral movement hurts your hips, then I want you to walk forward and turn yourself around and go the other way. Just modify that movement in your hips. Good. 15 seconds sidestepping. My heart rate's looking pretty good in that zone 2. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, march in place. Okay, a nice high energy march for 60 seconds. Or if your heart rate's low, you want to bring it up to a little jog. Stay in zone 2. Good. I'm at 117, 116. So that's a good zone 2 for me. Nice job. So you're working at your own impact level. You're breathing, monitoring your rating of perceived exertion. Good job. Under 30 seconds to go, then we'll have that drink break coming up. 15 seconds. Good work. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and recover. Now keep your body moving when you take a little drink of water, because I don't want the heart rate to come down, if possible, out of your zone 2. So some way keep moving. All right, taking a look at my heart rate, I'm at 118. I'm going to put my timer on. So we're going to time some more of our movements here. Okay. So I have a little kick to the front. So it's right, left, right, left. Kick, kick. Now you know the ways to stay into your zone 2. Either slowing it down or speeding it up, adding arms or taking them away. Nice and easy with the kick. It doesn't have to be too high. Now we're going to make this kick what we call the Charleston kick. So I'll kick with my right foot and step back with my left. So it's kick, step back, kick, step back, kick, step back. Good. So my body is just kind of moving forward, back, forward, back. This angle of the body as we tap back pays a little bit more attention on your core. So I want you to keep up nice and tall with that kick. How's the sweat meter today? Since I'm in the studio, I've got a lot of light in here, a lot more heat than I do in the other room. So I'm really feeling a little sweaty. Good job. 10 seconds on your Charleston kick. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, just your kicks, just kicks, kicks. Check in. Oh, I'm good in the zone. Good in the zone. That's a good movement for me to stay in that heart rate zone. All right, now this time on the Charleston, we'll kick with the left foot, tap back with the right. Kick, tap back, kick, tap back. Again, it's this rocking horse type of motion. Focusing on your core, not leaning forward too far so you don't want to look like that, but stay up with the chest, up with the chest. I'm just doing opposing actions with my arms just like I'm running. It's very functional, but you can put your hands at your hips, anything you want to do with those arms. Nice job. Keep it going, 30 seconds left on this side. Charleston kick. So our goal with zone 2 is to find moderate exercise and to stay steady with it for longer duration. It's a nice fat burning workout. It builds what we call our aerobic base. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to kicks only. Kick, kick. Good. So we're going to take these front kicks and out to the side. Out, 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 out. It's almost like a tick-tock. You can bend your knee, kick it, or just swing your legs side to side. Whatever works best for you. If your heart rate's too low, you're going to speed that up a little bit. Even make it more impact. The little tick-tock here. I know for me, though, that's going to bring me out of my zone too. All right. I'm just swinging arms side to side. And again, anytime we're standing just on one leg, even very briefly, we're working balance, working stability, coordination. Good work. 20 seconds here and breathe. Nice job. I hope you're feeling good in your zone. I'm at 110. So that's just right for me for zone training. I'm using the WISE one, which is 105 to 123. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to a march in place. Did you feel that a little bit in the hips? Yes, definitely. Okay, we're going to take it to a squat side to side. So we go right together, left together. With this exercise, I want you to reach down to the outside foot. Reach down to the outside foot. And as you do, turn your body. So we're working abs. We're working stabilization of the lower back. We're working our oblique muscles. And I'm at 110, so I'm still doing really good in the zone with this exercise. If you go up too high, stay up here with your movement so your heart rate doesn't spike too much. Making that movement smaller if the heart rate raises. Good. 20 seconds. Squat together. Rotate. 15 seconds. Reach and twist. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, march in place. Good, check in again. See how you're feeling? I'm at 113. Pretty good. Okay, we've got a low impact jumping jack. So we go out, in, out, in. So instead of jumping both feet apart, I'm staying on one foot at all times. Out and in. If your heart rate's too low, arms come up. Up. And this is going to push the heart rate. Anytime we bring the arms above the head, the blood has to pump away from gravity to reach up to your arms and to your hands and your fingertips. So the heart rate's going to pump harder. And I see that. I just spiked to 135, so I'm going down here. It's amazing to see those changes in real time. 30 seconds left on your low impact jumping jacks. Good work. Low impact doesn't mean low energy. We can still feel that heart rate coming up, and we're not jumping to do it. Woo, 15 seconds. Beautiful. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. March in place. Pump those arms. Recheck in. See how you're doing. See how we're doing on time. Excellent. We're halfway through the workout. We've got another about 20 minutes of cardio. Are you up to it? If you stay in zone 2, you should be able to take it that 20 minutes. We'll take another rest break here in just a few seconds. Okay, move yourself over to this side as far as you can. We're going to take 2 big steps to the right, 2 big steps to the left. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Now, if you want to make this a grapevine, you'll cross the foot behind. Step back, step back, step cross. I'm at 128, so I'm a little bit high, so I'm going to make this a little smaller. Just went to 126, 125. Yeah, that's looking better. Good job. So it's important for you, maybe not always copying exactly how I'm doing the movement, but really learning how your body reacts to these exercises to keep them into your zone 2. 30 seconds. Good. It takes almost a minute for your heart rate to figure out the exercise and to stabilize. So we're keeping these exercises at least a minute long. Good job. 15 seconds. Step, cross, step, tap. Excellent. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. March in place. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to turn my body to this side. I'm going to go step, knee, step, switch feet. Step, knee, step, switch feet. Step, knee, step, switch feet. So I'm alternating my knees with 2 steps on the floor in between. Once you have this, I want you to find the pace that works for you to stay in zone 2. I'm at 117 because I slowed that movement down to half time. Good. So I'm facing the left shoulder, facing the right shoulder. Good work. Stay with this. We want to level that heart rate off. We're going to be here 45 more seconds. Alternating knee lifts. Now, if you want to work your core more, when the knee comes up, twist that direction. Twist. Bring your opposite elbow toward your knee. Rotate. Rotate. Good job. Under 30 seconds. I'm at 110, so it's pretty good with this. Breathing. 15 seconds. Nice job. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, march in place. Good. One more exercise drill before our next water break. So take your feet, march them a little wider. We're going to squat down, then raise upon the balls of the feet. So it's squat, toes, squat, toes, squat, toes. So I'm lifting my heels up. That works balance and core. Now, if your heart rate's high with this, keep your arms out of the picture. Make your squat a little smaller. If your heart rate's low, I'm at 107. You can reach up when you lift those heels. Lift, lift. 45 seconds, guys. Check in, see how you're doing. We're working quads, glutes, calves, balance, and stability. And of course, cardiovascular fitness. 30 seconds. Woo! Nice job. How's your rating of perceived exertion? On a scale of 1 to 10, you should be between a 4 and a 6 at the very highest to stay in that zone 2. Good job. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time to grab a quick drink. Keep your body moving. So we really want to stay hydrated with our cardio training. We need a lot of water. Good job, good job. Roll those shoulders back. When you grab a drink, come back to a march. Check your heart rate if you've got that Fitbit with you or heart rate monitor and see if taking a drink dropped you down. I stayed up around 117, so that was pretty good. Nice job. Keep that march. Keep pumping the arms up. Beautiful. Now we're going to walk forward. So I want you to back yourself up, either forward or back. We're going to walk forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap, tap. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap, tap. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap, tap. Now we don't walk backwards very often in life functionally. It requires our muscles to activate differently. So it's really good to do backward walking. Make sure you know your space. It's nice and clear behind you. Luckily, I have mirrors in my studio, so I can look in the mirror and see where I'm at behind me, since I don't have eyes in the back of my head, right? Walk back. All right, 30 seconds on this exercise. I got to take a look at my Fitbit. I'm at 120. That's perfect. Perfect. Good job. Really functional work here. Walking forward, and walking back. One more time. Walk it back, and tap and tap. Come back to your march. Now, a little jump rope drill. So we're just twirling our jump rope right from the forearm. And you don't have to do this fast. It really does activate your rotator cuff a little bit as you do this twirl. You can keep it with a slow march, or you can do a little prancing with your feet. So I'm bringing one heel up, other heel up. Jumping rope. Good. Now the thing about zone 2 training, as you get more proficient in these exercises that we're doing, it takes less energy for your body to do the same thing. So your heart rate will start to actually be lower when you're doing these exercises. So for those of you that are swimmers, you remember how that is when you first get in the pool and you're swimming and you're so breathless. Within a few weeks, when you get back into your groove, it's more relaxed. Your body becomes more efficient at the work. Let's do 15 seconds here on your jump rope. Then we're going to reverse the circle of the arms. Nice job. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse the circle. Back, 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 back. Keep those feet moving. Just checking in with my Fitbit. I'm 127. I'm definitely a couple beats above my zone. I think that was because I was doing that little prancing. So I'm going to keep it down lower. And breathe. Circling. 30 seconds this direction. Rotate. So jump roping isn't done with your whole arms going around, right? It's actually more from your wrists, but for this drill, we're doing it from the rotator cuff. 15 seconds. Nice job. Woo! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to your march. Just pump your arms. Check back in with your rating of perceived exertion. We have 9 minutes remaining in our cardio. 9 minutes. Okay, we're going to do a hamstring action where we'll pull our heel to our butt, pull the other heel to the butt, and I'm just shifting my body weight side to side as I kick my butt back with that heel. Kick back, kick back. So this is a hamstring curl. Hamstrings typically are weak for us because we do a lot of action with our quads. So I want you to think about tightening this muscle back here as you pull the heel back. I've got a little bit of forward lean with my body, just a little bit. Now with arms, we can pull back, pull, 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 pull. Good. We're also shifting the body weight side to side. We have one foot off the floor for just a brief second. So we're working balance and stability. Nice job. When you pull your elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Excellent. Let's look at our time. 30 seconds remaining. Pull back, pull back. And checking in on my heart rate. Ooh, I'm up to 134. I'm going to make this smaller. That pulled me up out of my zone. Good. So it's really amazing. We don't have to really change the movement. We just have to change range of motion, intensity, or speed. Oh yeah, that brought me right back down to 109, 108. It's taking me too low, so I'm going to bring it back up a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to a march in place. March, march. Good. Pump those arms a little bit. Recheck in with your rating of perceived exertion. So we're going to do what's called the suicide drill. I know, we don't have much space to do a suicide. What a suicide is you run across a court or a field and you touch the floor, and then you run the other direction and you touch the floor. So what we're going to do is with the space you have, you're going to walk. As you turn around, you'll touch the floor with the outside hand. Walk, touch the floor with the outside hand. Now you don't have to touch all the way down to the floor, but you know what? Touching the ground is really functional, right? Because imagine that you had to go over and pick something up. So you can support yourself on your thigh here as you're reaching down if you need to for your back, but really functional to reach down and pick something up. Okay, my heart rate's at 119. That is actually perfect. Perfectly in my zone. 35 seconds to go, guys. Walk, walk, reach down, pick something up. Hopefully you've got some space to do this. Otherwise, you might be just walking and touching and walking and touching. But hey, we got to live with what we have in the virtual world, right? 10 seconds. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to your march in place. Good job. Looking at our clock here. 5 minutes. So we're going to do 5 exercises, 1 minute apiece. Knees up. Right, left, right, left. Balance, core stability, twist, cross, 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 cross. Rotate, rotate. Good. So just 1 minute on each of these. Sometimes that's called EMOMs. E-M-O-M. So every minute on the minute, we change to a new exercise. 15 seconds. Twist. I'm at 113, looking good. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat, raise up on the toes. 1 minute. Good. Remember, if arms up takes you out of your zone, take them out of the picture. Or go slower. Good. Breathing. I'm at 113, still looking good here. Sometimes after we've been doing zone 2 training for more than 30 minutes, the heart rate just starts creeping up there and it's harder to keep it low. So just be aware of that. 15 seconds to go. 3 minutes of cardio training remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 steps to the right, 2 to the left. So we did these before. You can make it a grapevine. 2 steps, 2 steps. Anything you want with your arms. I'm at 110, so I'm going to add an arm circle. Arm circle. Good job. Now, if crossing behind is confusing, just go step together, step, tap. Step together, step, tap. 25 seconds. 2 more minutes of cardio. Nice job. Nice job. Woo. Excellent. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Half jumping jack. Low impact jack. Good. Arms lower, high. Excellent. Now, if for some reason you're super low, which I don't expect, you can actually do a full jumping jack, but that might spike you out of your zone. So I give you permission not to do those today. You might have to do them next month in backyard boot camp, but they're always an option, right? 30 seconds, half jumping jacks. Now I want you guys to start thinking, because the last minute of cardio, you're going to do whatever you want and mix it up, right? So get ready to be creative. You don't have to copy what I'm doing because I'm just going to be kind of running all around my studio. 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 1 minute, whatever you want. And that doesn't mean you have to come up out of your zone. I just want you to work wherever you want to be today. Try some of those movements we did. There was one you liked. We did some for balance, some for stabilization, some for core. Good. 30 seconds. We had that V-step. We had the wide march, the narrow march, the jump rope. 20 seconds. Good job, good job. Oh, my heart rate spiked a little bit. I'm at 133. That's okay. We have 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, slow march. So we're going to be staying standing as we're cooling down, letting our heart rate come down. We'll be doing some balance work. So you might need access to a wall, to a chair if you need help with your balance. All right. So let's pick up our right knee, cross the ankle over the left thigh. Find your balance and hold. Now you can stay up here or start to sit down into a little standing pigeon stretch. So we're releasing the hip and breathing. It's a little harder to stabilize on carpet than it is on my hardwood floor. All right, come back up and switch legs. Standing on the right foot, lift up the left knee, find your balance. Bring that ankle across. You can stay here or sit back just a little bit, dropping your chest to get that stretch. And we're breathing. Feel the ankle muscles helping you with balance. And come all the way up. Good. Switch feet. Put the right heel out and then shift forward into a stretch here. So this is for your hamstring. Lengthening down the back of the leg. Stretching out that big muscle that always is so tight for us. One more breath here. And come up. Now this leg that was in front, I want you to point that foot to the side and lift it off the ground and balance. So you can stay like this. This is our starfish balance. Or if you can reach your ankle here, grab it and hold this stretch. Good job. Either one is a great thing to work on. One more breath. Release the ankle and come down. Nice job. We'll switch feet. The other foot comes forward. Support on the back leg and stretch down. Nice and easy hamstring stretch. Breathing in and out through the nose. Boy, my legs feel really sweaty today. That's a sign of a good endurance workout. All right, we'll come up. That leg that's in front goes out to the side, and we hold our balance. Option. Reach for your ankle. Hold your stretch. So I still have my knee out to that diagonal, just as when the leg was lifted up. Good job, good job. One more breath. Release it and bring it down. Switching feet, cross the right ankle behind the left. Take a side stretch. Press that hip out. If you can, look under your armpit. So this is definitely working balance and flexibility. Stabilize with a strong core. And come back up. Now reach both arms up. Your ankles are still crossed. Exhale and come into a forward bend. You can reach down to the floor or place your fingertips right on your shins, on a wall, on a chair in front of you. Go down as low as you feel comfortable. Hold there. One more breath. Then restack your spine by rolling up slowly. So I'm tucking my tailbone under. I've got a little C curve in my abdominals. Head comes up very last. Then switch the cross of the ankles. Left behind the right. Stretch over. Good. Now, if you can, check in on your heart rate. I'm down to 87. So that's pretty good. I'm out of zone 2 into zone 1, into my recovery phase zone. And then come up, both arms reach. Very slowly, take it down and forward fold. Now, when a person first starts working out with their cardio exercise, it takes a longer period of time for the heart rate to recover and to drop down out of the training zone into the recovery zone. And let's roll up. So if you're still up in zone 2, that's okay. Over time doing this training, you'll be able to come down faster. Good. Uncross. Now let's stretch our calves. So take a big step back with one foot, push your heel down into the floor. Hands can come to your hips or interlace your hands behind your back. Take a nice chest expansion. And you want to make sure your back foot is parallel so you really get that good calf stretch. And we're going to hold this. If you want to increase the intensity of the stretch, come down, put your hands on the floor, and then step that front foot back a little bit into that downward dog with your heel pressing all the way into the floor. One more breath. If you're in down dog, step that foot back to the front and stand up. And we'll switch legs, stepping back with the other foot. Push your heel back. This time we'll take a chest expansion up high. Pull your elbows back, your shoulder blades. Press that heel down vigorously to the mat. And you can stay up here or reach down to the floor and take your front foot back a little further. Your heel is off the floor on the front foot. Back heel is pushing down. And one more breath. And then stepping back up to your lunge. And bring your feet back together tight. We'll take one more forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, dive down any amount, stretching those hamstrings one more time, the lower back. Backs of the posterior chain all the way along the back side of the body. Let your head relax, your shoulders relax. And we'll roll up again one more time, one vertebra at a time, stretching that back as we go. And we'll finish with one last deep breath in. And exhale. Nice job today, everybody, with Zone 2 training. If you have any questions, be sure to stay on with me for a couple minutes. If you can't stay on, send me a text message. Let me know a question you might have, and we'll chat about that online. Thanks, everybody. I'll turn our recording off here. It's hard to see in this room. Here we go. Stop recording.